Hi everyone and welcome back to another episode of 1010 Beyond the Vlogger. As you probably know by now, the idea of this is to find out about the real person behind their social media avatar. Now this week I've got a chap sitting in the saddle who's taken me ages to track down because he's probably one of the busiest motor vloggers out there. He's wild, he's bad, he's Richy Vida. Richy, welcome!
I love that intro. He's wild and he's bad.
Have I got you inside already?
Oh, mate, 100%. Yeah, I'm with you. Definitely. That was great.
Richy, I've got loads to ask you. I'll start the rev counter now, if that's all right by you.
Fire away, my friend. Fire away.
Okay, let's go. Right here. 3, 2, 1. Right, Richy, I want a little bit of background from you. Where did your passion for motorbikes start? And where did your motor vlogging start within that? I suppose what I'm really asking you is give me a journey of your life so far.
Yeah, well, the love of biking, I think how old was I when I had my first bike? I bet I was probably not even 10. No, way younger. 7, maybe. Anyway, I had, only just big enough to ride a C70, Honda 70. And the funny thing is, I mean, I loved it. It was a piece of crap, obviously, just a cheap old thing. Just we used to razz through the fields and all that kind of stuff, but basically cut my teeth on it. And at the time, my older brother, had a C90, and I wouldn't dare ride the 90 because of the power increase over the 70. I'm not ready for that yet. But yeah, that's basically where it started, and then I progressed as I got older onto motocross and things like that, and then really I had a good fair few years off bikes. Got into cars and what have you, and I've always been a musician, so I've been tied up with that forever. It's just this COVID situation.
I actually want to come on to that in a moment, Rich. But at what stage in your motorcycle career did you think, do you know what, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I'm going to put myself out there in front of the world?
Yeah, well, when I started it, my YouTube channel, it wasn't really a thing. It's been going for, I can't remember when I first started it, the channel, a long time ago, but it wasn't really a thing. So all I was doing is just riding my bike. I've always been massively into photography. So I just like riding the countryside. I'm a country boy through and through, riding the countryside at my own will, my own pace, and taking photographs, and that's it. And I actually used to put on my videos at the very beginning because, as I said, it wasn't really a thing then. And the only kind of videos that were on YouTube were like people being idiots, stunt riding everywhere. And, and I used to put a little disclaimer on, embarrassed that, if you're expecting any form of fast stunt riding, please go elsewhere because you're not going to get anything like that here. And over the years, it's just grown it's gone like a snowball, really. It's grown and grown and grown. And it turns out that people love that kind of thing, and like anything, if you create something being true to yourself, the people that follow you are the same kind of people. It's like anything, if you're an idiot wheeling everywhere and being just a mental case, you're going to attract that same kind of audience, aren't you? And I'm quite glad that mine are, my audience is completely genuine to how I am myself. I don't have to pretend to be anybody or do anything. I just love being on the bike, and that's it. Taking photos and creating things. That's it.
Here. But you've also chosen another very difficult profession. Now, can I ask you at this stage, are you a full-time motor vlogger, full-time musician, or do you do anything else behind the scenes?
I've got another business as well that I've had forever. I'm not full-time with vlogging yet, but it's getting to the point. My company, Wild Bad Touring, is really doing very, very well. And again, the more time I push into it and to YouTube, the more lucrative it becomes. So I'm trying my best to slow down the other business and push more into YouTube. The musician thing, since COVID, obviously, we've not done a thing, not one gig for over a year, and I've never been off the stage for that long. Since I was 15 years old.
And that leads me on to your first very honest and personal question here. Pre-COVID, Which do you prefer most,
Yeah.
motorcycling or being on stage with the band?
Once upon a time, music through and through, that was my heart and soul, heart and soul. But then plugging at it for such a long time, I mean, I've built up a craft. I'm not being egotistical in any way, but I'm good at what I do. We've got a great band, and I just love it. But then, when you're slugging at it for such a long time, and then you realize you've got enjoyment elsewhere that's not anywhere near as hard work, it's kind of like, and especially now COVID, I know you said pre-COVID, but now it's kind of to the point where it's going to be hard to get back on stage. I will, and we've got loads of bookings for when we can, but at the moment I'm just like,
On that note, Rich, I mean, you're not shy, okay? You motovlog, you sing live on stage, you organise
yeah,
tours around you. You've got an event coming up, hopefully, if the
yep,
lockdowns are lifted and everything. Another Wild Bad
yep.
event coming up. I mean, you are literally the centre of attention in everything you do. Which persona do we follow to find out who the real Richy Vida is?
I am me completely through and through. I never pretend to be anybody else, and I never want to do that either. But I think I'm the most natural when I'm on the bike. That's just me being me. I mean, when I'm on stage, I'm it's a stage presence, and you've got to deliver a product, if you like. You're away in some magical land with whichever song you're singing or playing or whatever. You take people on a journey, a musical journey. So I'm kind of away with it a bit there. I'm not. I don't think I'm I don't mean not genuine, but I'm more me definitely when I'm on the bike, because that's just me chatting to whoever's listening, hoping that you enjoy it. That's it. But yeah,
Now,
as you say, I'm not shy. I've been entertaining. I've been entertaining since I was 15. I think when my first band. So
Now, most people watching this will be expecting me to ask you what is your favourite bike, but I think the whole world knows what your favourite bike is. So instead, I'm going to ask you, what is your favourite song?
my favorite song. Well, again, I've got songs that are special to me for different reasons. Let It Be, Beatles, is one of the greatest songs ever. I'll go a little bit personal here for you.
Please.
Lost my mum when I was very young, and she was a massive, massive Beatles fan. She never got to visit Liverpool, where the Beatles are from. I ended up becoming a musician, playing in bands, and since headlined several times at the Cavern, famous Beatles club in Liverpool, and that was like the as far as I'm concerned, that's it. I've done.
What do you think of when you're singing that on stage, especially as you've said in the Cavern Club?
That's it. I think of what it must have or would have meant to my mum to be able to see me playing that song there. I remember my dad being in the audience during that gig, and we're playing, my own songs, not Beatles songs, and I just remember looking over at my dad, and my dad looking back at me, and he's fighting tears off. I'm fighting tears off. I'm on stage trying to entertain people, and I just thought, I can't. I've got to not look at my dad, because I can't get too far inside that moment because of how I am, because I'm so sentimental. I really am. I always have been, and I always will be. Again, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's it.
On the back
But
of
yeah,
that, Rich,
I've always got like a thing of my mum and me, and always, obviously.
your love affair with the VFR 800, for God's sake, embellish.
As I just said, I am a massively, massively sentimental person. So when I got that bike, I basically fell in love with it anyway, just because it felt perfect to me, and it kind of, that's where I started the channel, and then I did my first big tour down to Croatia on it, and I remember thinking, I've just taken myself to Croatia on my own little bike, and then since then, I've ridden in the midnight sun at the top of Norway. I've been to your beautiful country and ridden all the way across Ireland, and I've been obviously all America on it. When I think now that it's sat behind me, and it's had the red desert dust of Arizona on its tires, and now it's just there. That to me is it's not an everyday thing, is it? No money in the world would take that bike away from me ever.
Yeah, you've got somebody coming on. You've got a visitor.
Right. You might have to ask that one again.
Is that Mrs. Vida?
It's Mrs. Vida, yeah. John Lord.
Bring her in. Say hello. Hello, lovely to meet you. Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Dave from Wheelie Good TV.
All right, sorry to interrupt.
You're not interrupting at all.
Go get me a whiskey.
Excuse me. You want one?
Yeah, I'd love one, please. Thank you.
Oh, jeepers. It's a shame we're on Zoom because otherwise you could have poured me one as well.
Well, we'll have to do that. We'll have to do that when I next come over to see you in your country, mate.
Be careful. I'll keep you to that promise, Rich.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
So, Rich, can I ask you about the future of hobbyist motorcycling? Are we a declining breed or an increasing breed?
Well, it has been spoke about a lot, and I think there was a massive lull, you know, a good few years ago. But no, I'm quite excited about the future actually, because you know it seems to be, especially in the circles that we move in, there's such a buzz about it, and I'd recommend it to anybody. And I said on a video recently, you know, I was following a test center, a test company, and I was thinking, well, I said on the camera, you know, you lot are about to enter a world of freedom that you never knew existed, and it's just a beautiful thing. If you can, I'd recommend it to anybody, just to get your bike test done and get on it. And I think there's an exciting future for it, definitely. Oh.
That's like flying first class.
It is.
Last question, Rich. What will be your epitaph?
Oh man, that's a great one. I hope I made you smile somewhere along the way.
Well, Richy Vida, you certainly made me smile, and I'm sure you made everybody watching this smile as well. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule. There you have it, folks. The amazing Richy Vida sitting in the saddle this week. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because I'll have more guests sitting in the hot seat in the very near future. But until then, I'm Dave Perry for Wheelie Good TV. Over and out.